Hello, this is Joanna Joanna the Medium. Thank you so much for coming back. These are going to be readings for July 2016. Right away, what I want to say is that I have been recording these readings at the end of June, and it has been like pulling teeth. Some of them I've had to record several times. Some of them, they kind of stopped. It just, the energies were completely off. So hopefully it'll not translate negatively into the readings. I don't feel so, because when I finally got them out, the flow was there. But I don't know about you guys, but the end of June energetically felt really off, and it still feels that way because I'm still as I'm talking to you right now, it's June 30th, so I am recording this at the end of June. Every single reading that I've done, pretty much, for the month of July seems to have a component of changes coming up. Now, these are not bad changes, but there is a definite feeling of transformation that will be taking place in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And this is pretty much with most of them, if not all of the readings that I recorded from my memory. So that's something to keep in mind. It doesn't mean that it's going to be bad, but there is definitely a lot of changes on a deep level for pretty much every one of you that this will resonate with. Okay, let me just see if there's any more information. Of course, these readings are general, so if this reading doesn't make sense to you, you can listen to your sun sign or your rising sign, as some of them will offer a greater picture, a more complete picture. And of course, if it doesn't make sense to you this month, then maybe it's not the right reading for you. As always, I love your comments. I read every single one of them. I respond to as much of these as I can. But time-wise, it's simply not feasible for me to do this. I also try to respond to all the emails I get, but I get so many emails every day. It's pretty much impossible at a certain point to get back to all of you. But I want you to know I truly appreciate your feedback, and I do read every single one. And I believe for all of you who have emailed me, I have emailed you back within few days. Of course, if you would like a private reading, you can reach me at the information below. Also, keep in mind, I do give free readings every other Sunday for 2 hours during a live radio broadcast with another medium or whoever happens to be with me. So if you are looking for a little short reading or just don't want to have a full reading, feel free to contact me that way, and that information is provided down below. Approaching August readings, I will be away towards the very end of July, so just FYI, August readings might be a few days late. I just don't think I'm going to have enough time to record them all before after I come back and before August starts. So I know a lot of you email me asking where are the videos for the month. So just FYI, it may be a few days late. I will try my best to make it as quickly as possible, but I also don't want to rush through it too much, because then it's not really giving a lot of value if it's just rushed. I want to do it properly. For those of you who have emailed me and who scheduled with me for private readings, I thank you so much. It has been an incredible journey up until this point, and it's something that I have not foreseen at all. And what I'm planning on doing as a thank you for all of you is, when I reach 10,000 subscribers, and I'm about 8 right now, I will do a special on my readings for limited time. So keep watching for that, and we'll go from there. So enough talking, and without further ado, let's start with the readings. I will see you soon. Thank you. Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Leo for the month of July 2016. I think this is my third take. It's my last video, so fingers crossed. I have 5 cards and I have them face down, but I do want to see if there's any information that Spirit wants to start off with before I turn the cards over. And I hear the words, congratulations are in order for job well done. And when I ask about what this is about, I hear the words manifesting. Now, on one hand, I hear the words manifesting, so job well done, pertaining what you have just manifested or about to manifest. But the other thing I am seeing is you helping someone through a transition, through a health crisis, through a health situation, or anything that would put you in a position of giving a helping hand to someone. And I hear the word elder. So this is either a parent, someone you care for, someone you care about, you lending a helping hand, someone you deeply care for. And I'm asking him, why is this important? And he's saying to me, it is important for you to acknowledge the work you have put forth, but also the emotional toll this has had on you. And this emotional toll is about those of you who have been taking care of someone elderly, a loved one, someone you care about. And what I'm being shown, that whatever you have been doing so selflessly, meaning not paying attention to your own burdens, but rather completely surrendering to the person you're helping and giving your helping hand to. I also hear the words time well spent. So for some of you, I clearly see a vision of an older lady in a wheelchair, and this lady has light hair, meaning blonde, but I'm going to go with gray, very, very white hair. It's wavy or curly, and she's kind of hunched over. She's a fairly slight built. Her hands are very bony. She's slim, and this could be a mother, or this could be a grandmother, or someone who you have taken care of. And I'm being shown the number 9 with this. So this seems to be very specific. I don't know who this is for. And I hear the word mother. So perhaps for some of you, you have cared for a mother, an elderly mother or a grandmother, and you have seen her through a transition time. Now, I don't want to interpret what that means because it's not for me to interpret, but transition could signify that she has transitioned over to the other side. Okay, so if that doesn't happen, it's not being said that it will happen. It is only if it has already happened. So this is for a recognition. Now, the cards that we'll start off with, the first card we have your situation, and we have the card called conflict and despair. This is 5 is number of changes. This is, well, as the card can see, I'm going to make sure there's no glare. This is to do with our mental capacity. It is to do with our thinking, our thoughts, our intellect. But this card was shown to me in reverse. And when I ask him what this means, he says they are no longer living in fear or in their mental prison. Now, there's a couple of things. For some of you, this is signifying that you have left a situation, or a situation has ended that made you live in fear. And for those of you who have cared for someone elderly, perhaps you had this fear in the back of your mind of losing your loved ones. That could be it. And if they have transitioned over to the other side, that fear has probably gone because it's happened. For some of you, this is about you having left a situation, and I want to say a relationship or marriage, where your partner or the significant other was either mentally or emotionally abusive, or both, or physically. But he's saying to me that is no longer the case for you, and you have set yourself free. So if there was fear, it's no longer, and you are about to embark on a brand new venture or adventure for yourself. So that's the first card. Incidentally, when I talk about this card, I have this almost like a choking sensation in my throat. And when I ask him why I'm being, why this is happening, he's saying to me, losing one's voice. So for those of you who are dealing with a home situation that you've left or it has ended, the throat signifies to me that you were suppressed emotionally, physically, mentally, or all of the above. And you are going to have to learn how to speak up again, or how to speak for yourself. Okay, so that's very important. It's interesting when I get all these feelings and emotions and bodily malfunctions, because I feel it. So it's kind of interesting when I get these things. Anyway, I digress. The next card represents what actions to take. And we have the card called Victory and Success. This is card number 6. This is to do with your passions, with the spiritual aspect of who you are. It is the Suit of Wands in a traditional tarot deck. So this would be 6 of Wands in a traditional tarot deck. But because this card is shown to me in reverse, I have to go back and refer to my guide and ask what he's trying to say by this. It's interesting when he says about this card, because what he's saying is stand your ground, or learn how to stand your ground. So for those of you who have walked away from an unhealthy situation in a relationship, you are going to have to learn how to stand your ground, which is similar to what was said earlier when I was talking about the throat and your ability to speak up for yourself. And what I'm also being told is that it's been a long time since you've practiced being yourself, speaking for yourself, and standing up for yourself. And I hear the words, it's been beaten out of you. I don't presume physically beaten out of you, at least I hope not. But mentally or emotionally, it has been beaten out of you. So sometimes my guides will use very drastic words in order to drive home the message. So that's what's being said, and I'm just going to leave it at that, so I don't get any flaming comments. The next card represents obstacles and challenges that you might be facing. And we have the card called Transformation. There's a lot of transformation happening in the month of July, just like I mentioned in the intro. So because it's showing in an obstacle position or a challenge, what this is really signifying is be prepared to feel. He says to me, ungrounded. Okay, be prepared to feel ungrounded, number one, but also Pay attention to your thoughts and your feelings. And he's making me feel, transformation is pretty much self-explanatory. This lady, I've explained many times, she's coming out of a darkness, okay? So if you are actually leaving a relationship that was somehow abusive, well, that would signify darkness. The wings here represent freedom. Freedom to move forward and be who you are meant to be. Green here, her dress, is signifying emotional healing. There's a lot of emotional healing that will take place. This, I believe she's on a horse, which signifies swift movement and charging forward. Her hair is being blown in the wind, signifying she is charging forward and there is no turning back. Incidentally, horses are extraordinarily intuitive animals. And he's saying to me that through the process that you have just gone through, not only will you learn things about yourself that you haven't thought of before, but also, as unfortunate as the circumstances were that you have left, they were necessary for your self-growth. Now, I would never presume to say that being in an abusive relationship is necessary. That is not what I mean, and please do not take it that way. I'm simply speaking from the perspective of a soul, of a spirit. If we have chosen to undergo a set of circumstances in order to learn something from it, or in order to experience a set of experiences in order to help us grow, it is because those experiences will help transform us and make us stronger. So I'm strictly speaking from the point of view of a spirit and spiritual experiences and lessons. Okay, so again, this card showing up in an obstacle position and challenge is basically saying you may have left a difficult situation, but the hard work isn't over yet. However, the hard work is going to be internal, and it's going to bear fruit. So it's not comparable to where you were, but it has a potential to transform you to the core of your being. Okay, and that's how I'm going to leave this. He's asking me to look at the number 13. I happen to believe that number 13 is lucky. Some people think it's not. I don't subscribe to that belief system, but I also don't subscribe to a lot of old wife tales belief system. So I don't know why he wanted me to mention the number 13. Maybe for some of you, okay, sorry about that. It's another one of those energies. Somebody just walked in, so it completely threw me off. So let's finish up. So the next card that is signifying the outcome, we have the card called Perfect. Prosperity begins. So this is a new beginning. And remember when this was being mentioned, transformation, after transformations often come new beginnings. This is signifying that you are in fact going in the right direction. So if there is any part of you that is confused, unsure of where you're going, or you're feeling off because it was said to you, you will be feeling slightly off, rest assured that a positive outcome does indeed await you in the future. I'm also being asked to say, please have a positive frame of mind, and please pay attention to your positive thinking, or to your thinking, and make sure your thinking is always, always positive. For whatever thought you project, you will experience the same coming back to you. So if you project negative thoughts, negative energies, negative vibrations, like vibrations will find themselves coming back to you with circumstances and people that you may not want as much. So This is fantastic card. This could signify new love, new marriage, new relationship. It could also signify a new work environment, new home. Also, if this is health related, it is coming back to health. So the outcome is absolutely positive. That's very, very good. Now, the next card signifies how you will be affected by all of this. And we have the card called Stand Your Ground. And actually, when I saw this card at the beginning, which is the same suit, 6 and this is 7, we talked about standing your ground. So this card was shown to me in reverse. It is to do with careers or drive. It is the suit of wands in a traditional tarot deck, so this would be 7 of wands. I want to ask why he's showing me this card in a reversed position. He's saying to me that there will still be a reluctance on your part to be firm in your convictions. In other words, because you're not used to speaking up for yourself or standing up for yourself, you may feel a little bit off kilter. And what I mean by this is having to start over, whether it's a new relationship, new career, job, relationship of any sort, marriage. When you are looking at starting over, sometimes we look at what's in front of us, and because we can't quite see where we're going and we have just left something tumultuous, we may feel a little bit off balance. And we also may feel like we need to compromise or feel obligated to compromise. And what you're being urged to do is, please don't compromise for the sake of acceptance. And that is directly what he said to me. So perhaps some of you will feel a little bit fearful because you've just ended something or you're closing one door, and where you're going, you're unsure. Remember, you're going through transformation. So this is a time of feeling a little bit off balance. It's very natural. But remember this, the outcome is assured. The positive outcome is inevitable. This is what you need to remember. So if you have moments of doubt, if you have moments where you feel like you need to compromise, or you don't want to but you're going to anyway for the sake of acceptance, please remember, learn how to stand your ground. Now, that's not the environment you come from. This is not something that you have exercised for a long time. It is something that, what I heard earlier, was beaten out of you. So there will be a tendency for you to please again, but you are being urged not to do that. And remember where it got you last time, okay? And again, I hear the words, stay firm in your convictions. Now, this doesn't mean be bullheaded and just charge forward with beliefs, whatever you believe, and doesn't matter what other people believe. That's not what it means. It just means when you feel something is true to you and important to you, do not compromise for the sake of somebody else liking you or accepting you. Because when we give up part of ourselves in order to gain acceptance, that's not really a great way to begin any kind of a relationship, because it's bound to collapse. Okay? Now, I feel that this is all I want to say on this. I'm just going to see if there's anything that is being shown to me. So I'm seeing the number 5, and 5 is also the month of May. Perhaps for some of you, the situation you have just left started in May, or it came to light in May. There's something about the month of May or number 5 that is significant. It could also be 25. I saw the number 25. And it could be a birth date, something with the number 5. Maybe you have lots of 5s in your number, which means this message will pertain to you much more so than somebody else. So I'm going to leave it at this. Feel free to send me comments and to let me know if this makes sense. And if it doesn't, please check out the other signs, your moon sign and your rising sign, as they may offer more light into the situation. Or if it's not for you, perhaps this is not a reading for you this month, and that's totally okay as well. And of course, if you would like a private reading, you can contact me with the information down below. And if you do not want to have a full reading, or you can't afford, or for whatever reason you just don't want one, a full one, you can call the live broadcast radio show, which I do every other Sunday, for 2 hours for a free reading. And that's every other Sunday, so twice a month. And I would be more than happy to give you a free reading. Until August, I wish you best of luck. Have yourself a wonderful month of July, and I look forward to seeing you again in a few weeks. Take care. Bye.